is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
The time right now is 4:27 here. It's Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey. We have several stories to get to before we get into the show today. Starting with a sad update for you. We had a shooting over on the northeast side of town, and we're learning that a 10-month-old baby was struck by a stray bullet. Police right now don't have any suspect information to release to us at this hour, but it's an active investigation as they work to find out what happened here. You can see the cross streets near the area where this happened. The bullet went into an apartment complex where that baby was at. We know that there's been several cases of stray bullets hitting children here in the Circle City, so we're going to break down those latest cases and hopefully we can find the person responsible. So we'll have more on that story coming up here on Good Morning Indiana. Right now, we do want to take a look at our forecast today. Todd Clausen is standing by from home. And Todd, yesterday ended up being a pretty nice day. What can we expect today for our Wednesday?
Yeah, you know, things are going to be a little bit different here today, Lauren, and the difference is the little better chance of scattered storms. As expected yesterday, just a few downpours flared up here or there. Already this morning, though, unlike yesterday, we are dealing with some rain moving into central Indiana. It's on the eastern side of the city of Indianapolis as you work your way into Hancock County and then up towards Madison County into Pendleton and Anderson as well, and then some more rain down towards Greensburg. So things already a little different. The one thing that has not changed, though, the temperatures. We're in the 60s and 70s. It's a warm start to the day, but with the additional cloud cover, and there's some sunshine mixed in today. It's not a completely overcast day, but with the additional cloud cover and better chance of some scattered storms, temperatures today going to be a little bit cooler, still above normal, though, with a high temperature of 83 degrees. Things get really different, though, as we start to progress into the latter half here of the week and into the weekend. More on that coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at the latest coronavirus cases in the state of Indiana. These numbers come out each day around the lunch hour from the state health department. Yesterday, we reported 12 new deaths in the Hoosier State, bringing our total to a little more than 1,800. We also had more than 300 new cases reported here in the state of Indiana, bringing the total number of cases in the state since this whole pandemic started to more than 32,000. We know that over 230,000 Hoosiers have been tested for the virus so far, so we'll let you know what the trends look like, and for the deaths, for the positive cases, that's all coming up here on Good Morning Indiana. Now, something else we're going to have to talk about today is Marion County. We're going to hear from the mayor at 10:30 this morning about the next stages of reopening, what that means. Right now, Marion County is behind most other counties in the state in terms of reopening, so we'll break down what we're expecting to hear from him and Dr. Virginia Kane coming up here on Good Morning Indiana. Stick around.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Bullets tear through an apartment complex, making a baby one of the latest victims of gunfire. Now at 4:30, why police call situations like this frustrating. Plus,
I'm sorry for those that don't have people to speak for them. And it's ridiculous.
families are taking steps to protect their loved ones in nursing homes. This morning, why new numbers are causing concerns. But first, here at 4:30, we want to welcome you into Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey. Todd Clausen is working from home right now. And Todd, looks like you have the radar behind you. So what can we expect as people head out the door this morning?
Yeah, whenever I usually start with radar, Lauren, that means there's something on it, and we do have that this morning as we have some heavier downpours that are making their way into parts of central Indiana, and that's kind of a difference. Yesterday and the day before, as we were in Memorial Day, we just had dry conditions to start. Well, now we're dealing already with some storms, and this is signifying a change in the weather pattern that we'll have to be dealing with over the next few days. Gone will be the real big-time heat, but instead we will be seeing still above normal temperatures, but better rain chances. Some heavier rain from Greenfield over to just north of Knightstown right now. Some scattered rain over in Anderson. Then as we slide to the south, some heavy rainfall near Greensburg. Getting ready to move into Greensburg, at least. You see some lightning strikes there currently. This is all sliding in from southeast, pushing off towards the northwest. And we'll continue to deal with these showers and storms off and on throughout the day. Now, mixed in, there'll be some sunshine. Temperatures right now are in the 60s and 70s. It's still warm. It's still muggy. And the day is definitely not a washout, but we'll deal with these scattered storms off and on, and eventually, Lauren, a high temperature up to 83 degrees.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at traffic as you're heading out on the roads. This is I-65 and I-70 at the South Split in the downtown area. At the bottom of your screen, you can see construction equipment there in the road. We know the eastbound lanes of I-70 are closed between Ronald Reagan Parkway all the way over here to the South Split for that major INDOT construction project. That project and closure is expected to last through June 28th. The 465 collector ramp there from 70 over near the airport remains open as part of your detour route. So plan ahead and give yourself that extra time if it's part of your commute in from the west side. Let's take a different look right now. This is I-465 and East 56th Street up on the northeast side. You can see traffic is moving along up to speed, both northbound and southbound. No crashes, no delays in this area to slow down your commute. Well, for at least the third time in less than 2 months, a stray bullet struck a child here in Indianapolis. This morning, police say the victim in the latest case is a baby. He is expected to survive. Officers were called to an apartment complex near 38th and Post Road around 6:45 Tuesday evening. They found the 10-month-old boy with a graze wound to the knee. Investigators believe that a bullet fired from the parking lot went through 2 walls and struck the baby inside of this apartment.
Very frustrating for us. We're out here all the time and we're trying to, make sure that nobody gets struck, and then at totally random, because somebody's out there shooting for no good reason, hitting people's houses. A lot more people could have been hurt. We're just very happy that that baby only got grazed in the leg.
The infant was rushed to Riley Hospital for Children. This morning, there are no reports of any arrests. In other recent cases, 2 young people were killed by stray bullets in separate shootings. Police say 16-year-old Nia Cope was riding in a car with her family near 38th and Arlington when she was shot on May 3rd. And detectives say an 8-year-old boy, Roderick Payne Jr., was eating dinner in his own home on North Tacoma Avenue when he was shot and killed on March 31st. If you have any information about any of these investigations, you can report tips anonymously by calling Crime Stoppers. That number is 317-262-TIPS. Now to Democracy 2020. Voters in Indiana's primary election will cast their ballots in less than a week. One of the highest profile races of the Indiana primary is the 5th District congressional seat. The district represents parts of Marion, Hamilton, Madison, and Blackford counties. 5 Democrats and 15 Republicans are running to replace Congresswoman Susan Brooks, who is not seeking re-election. We asked all the candidates where they stand on the issues, and some of them responded. So this morning you can find all of that information right now on the RTV6 mobile app. The time right now is 4:34. Now to the latest on how the coronavirus continues to impact Hoosiers and their families. The State Department of Health reporting 18 new deaths from the coronavirus. The total number of COVID-19 deaths in Indiana is now at 1,850. The state also confirms 373 new cases of the virus. More than 32,000 Hoosiers have been tested positive with the coronavirus since this whole pandemic started. And here's a look at the coronavirus deaths in Indiana and how they've progressed over the last few days. Health officials say the numbers appear to be on a downward trend, but they warn that the number of new deaths span a few days, so the trend is still sorting itself out. The state health department releases new information every day at the noon hour. Of course, we'll pass along the very latest numbers just as soon as they are released. The number of Hoosiers who have died from COVID-19 in nursing homes has more than doubled in the past 3 weeks. 876 people have died in long-term care facilities from the virus. That's a 47% of all COVID-19 deaths in the state of Indiana. 13 new facilities have reported at least 1 death, according to the data released this week from the State Department of Health. 32 people have died at Greenwood Meadows. That's among the highest death tolls in central Indiana. Gloria Benefield's mother, Violet, developed COVID-19 while staying at this facility. Violet is now negative, but she's still not feeling well. Gloria now plans to move her mother in, removing her from Greenwood Meadows. The facility is operated by American Senior Communities, the state's largest nursing home provider. It started posting numbers this month on each facility's website about the cases and deaths.
It's not right, not just for my mother. It's not right for any of those patients to have died. I don't care. They could have done something.
American Senior Communities and its partner Health and Hospital Corporation say the deaths are higher in their facilities for several reasons. They say they're testing more residents than other operators, which means that more deaths are identified as COVID-19 related. They operate a large number of nursing homes in urban areas where the virus is more concentrated, and they care for a large number of Alzheimer's and dementia residents who are difficult to keep separate and are vulnerable to COVID-19. As states continue to open up and Americans become increasingly eager to get out, the U.S. death toll from COVID-19 is closing in on 100,000. As ABC's Inez de la Cotera reports this morning, there are also signs of progress in the war on the virus.
This morning, new concerns after scenes like these over the weekend.
If you don't want to catch it, then stay home.
From beaches to pool parties and busy boardwalks, many Americans close together, many without masks.
It seems like the younger generation doesn't have any fear here, and so it's really more of a generational thing.
The number of cases now rising in at least 14 states. But there are also signs of progress. In New York, Long Island beginning to reopen, leaving New York City as the only region in the state still shut down. Nevada now moving into phase 2, casinos scheduled to reopen at the beginning of June. Sports also starting to get back to business. The NHL announcing plans to restart by skipping the regular season and going straight to playoffs. Games will be closed off to everyone except the teams and a small support staff.
We will not do anything until we are assured that it is safe and prudent to do so.
Dr. Deborah Burke stressing
social distancing is absolutely critical. And if you can't social distance and you're outside, you must wear a mask.
This as the president and his 2020 opponents spar over the issue of face masks. Trump criticizing former Vice President Biden for wearing a mask on Memorial Day.
He was standing outside with his wife, perfect conditions, perfect weather.
While Biden fired back on CNN.
He's a fool, an absolute fool to talk that way. I mean, every leading doc in the world is saying we should wear a mask when you're in a crowd.
And today, Disney will present its plans to reopen Walt Disney World in Orlando. Disneyland Shanghai opened earlier this month with a limited number of guests and social distancing measures in place. Inez de la Cotera, ABC News, Washington.
Well, in just a few hours, we'll learn the next steps in the plan to reopen Marion County. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett and the county health director will discuss COVID-19 restrictions and guidelines at 10:30 a.m. Right now, Marion County restaurant dining is only allowed to sit outside. Retailers are only allowed to be at 50% capacity. Public gatherings must be limited to 25 people. Officials have said that indoor dining and personal service businesses like salons could resume on June 1st. We'll have a live look at the coverage of today's update. It's right on the RTV6 app. For the first time in nearly a decade, astronauts are set to launch from American soil today. Still to come, why the mission to space is so important. Todd.
And Lauren, they are expecting some rain down there in Florida, unfortunately, today. But hopefully they'll get that launch in and around the storms. And we have rain already on Storm Team 6 radar here in central Indiana. You can see it moving from Cincinnati towards Indianapolis. And then there's some showers in and around the metro area as well. This is the start of a change in our weather pattern. We'll talk all about it coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. The time now is 4:39. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV 6.
Only on RTV6.
Welcome back. It is 4:43. New this morning, an Indiana man has died while swimming with friends in Alabama. Police say 23-year-old Austin Bates died while swimming at Little River Canyon southwest of Chattanooga. Bates is from Greentown, Indiana in Howard County. Park rangers say that Bates was swimming near a waterfall when he was caught in the current. Bates' death is the second in the park in about a week. Well, the launch pad at Cape Canaveral, Florida is ready to blast 2 American astronauts into space. If today's launch goes as planned, it'll be the first time American astronauts launched from U.S. soil in 9 years. Maya Rodriguez spoke with one of the astronauts who knows exactly what they'll be experiencing and why this mission is so significant.
Nose gear touchdown.
When the space shuttle Atlantis returned to Earth in 2011, it marked the end of NASA's legendary space shuttle program.
The space shuttle pulls into port for the last time.
Astronaut Rex Walheim was part of its 4-person crew.
I remember the night before we came home, our commander said, "This is it. This is the last time people be eating dinner here inside a space shuttle."
But now, a new era of spaceflight is set for launch. On Wednesday, 2 NASA astronauts are scheduled for a historic mission called Demo 2, involving a SpaceX rocket and Dragon capsule. It's the first time a private company is launching NASA astronauts to space, and the first time in 9 years that American astronauts are departing from U.S. soil.
Because we really want to increase access to space, and that's what this does.
The astronauts undertaking this mission are Robert Benkin and Doug Hurley.
After 5 years of, every day working on this program, I think Bob and I are only 2 of many people that are ready to get this thing airborne.
3 good auxiliary power units, 3 good fuel cells, 3 good main engines.
9 years ago, Hurley was on board that final space shuttle mission with Walheim.
It's neat to see him go up there and be able to be in space again.
And Walheim knows exactly what awaits this crew on launch day.
About 6 seconds before launch, the main engines come up, and that vehicle starts shaking like it's coming apart. It's just amazing.
An experience he hopes will touch people watching in the U.S. and around the world during this difficult time.
It's hard enough trying to send people in space, but to try to send people in space during a pandemic, it makes it extra hard. It shows what we need to do down here today. When we have such a big crisis going on, we'll get through it, but we'll get through it through cooperation.
Working together here on Earth and high above. I'm Maya Rodriguez reporting.
It breaks through the sound barrier.
Well, here's another live look at the launch pad. This is out in Cape Canaveral, Florida. Again, the launch is set for 4:33 this afternoon, weather permitting. ABC News will provide live coverage here at RTV6 starting at 3 p.m. The astronauts are expected to spend at least a month on the International Space Station. I'll have to tune in for that, Todd. And you say they do have some rain possibly in Florida today, but we're hoping that this goes on as planned.
Yeah, there'll be thunderstorms down there. There have been thunderstorms. It's been pretty wet in Florida, actually, over the past few days. But hopefully there'll be a window there. They just need that small window to be able to get it in. So hopefully that will happen. Here in central Indiana, we're dealing with thunderstorms as well. We've just had isolated thunderstorms the past few days, mainly in the afternoon, while we're already dealing with some here this morning. You notice some heavier downpours over towards the Pendleton area as you work your way there right along State Road 67 and Interstate 69, then up towards Anderson. Some heavy downpours as well. No lightning there. There's a little bit of lightning down towards the Batesville area. Greensburg, you're just about to get into some rainfalls. This is making its way actually off towards the northwest. So Greensburg, 449, some rain will be moving in. Columbus, you'll see some showers right around the top of the hour. And you could see these showers, again, making their way kind of in an unusual direction, coming in southeastern portions of the state, and then they'll be lifting off towards the northwest. And really to our south, there's a lot of areas of rain scattered about. So today is not a washout. There's plenty of dry hours, even with some sunshine, to get out there, get that walking, get that bike ride in. It'll be a little cooler today, but still fairly muggy. As we go throughout the day on TrueCast, you see the dry hours through the middle half of the morning, and then storms will flare up again this afternoon and into the evening hours. So you just got to be aware that there will be the potential for some storms throughout the day today. And with the additional cloud cover, we're looking at temperatures that'll be a little bit cooler once again yesterday into the mid to upper 80s. We'll be in the low 80s today, which is still above normal for this time of year. Now tomorrow, more in the way of cloud cover, not as much in the way of sunshine. As a result, temperatures are a little bit cooler tomorrow in the 70s. And as we stroll through TrueCast for tomorrow, you notice we'll deal with these showers off and on throughout the course of the day with temperatures that will be hovering again right around 80 degrees. But it's really not until Friday that the actual cold front comes through, and that will be during the middle half of the day. So from Friday morning into the early afternoon, we could be dealing with some decent rainfall across the area. But once that front goes through, just an absolutely beautiful stretch of late May weather, Lauren, with low humidity, lots of sunshine, highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s. You can give the air conditioner a break, and then back back up to 80 degrees for the high temperature by Tuesday.
All right, that looks pretty nice, Todd. Thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at your commute. As you're traveling out there on the roads, this is I-69 all the way up at State Road 13. Traffic is moving along smoothly northbound and southbound. No delays to slow you down. So let's take you over to the northwest side. This is I-465 and West 71st Street in the metro area. You can see traffic there is moving along just fine. No crashes, no delays around the area right now to slow down your Wednesday commute. Well, businesses have been adding new features for cleaning like UV light, and now it's something possibly heading into your car. A third car shoppers say they're more likely to consider air quality features for their next vehicle than before COVID-19. Now car companies are looking to include things like fixed UV light providing sanitation treatment while you're inside. The feature could also be integrated into the car's AC system so the air circulates. It would also sanitize at the same time. From grape soda to bun bars to chocolate covered almonds, this place has it all. But the ice cream is the star of the show here at Square Scoop. Coming up, we'll show you how some unique flavor combos are mixing up the menu in Fountain Square. And coming up all new at 5, it is allergy season here in Indiana, and lots of people are coughing and sneezing. This morning, we're looking at what you should worry about to make sure your symptoms aren't because of COVID-19. Instead, they're pollen. We'll be right back here. It is 4:50 on Good Morning Indiana. Welcome back. It is 4:54. So when the weather gets this hot, ice cream certainly sounds like a great idea. And one of the city's newest dessert spots is located right in Fountain Square. They have a menu that features something for everyone, more than just ice cream. But as our Brad Brown explains, you'll have to wait your turn.
You can find just about anything you're hungry for in the Fountain Square neighborhood. But if it's time for ice cream, it's time to get into the Square Scoop.
It's been different, that's for sure. I mean, once the weather improved, we've had a pretty good crowd. And it certainly hasn't been to the level that it was during the warm weather last year yet. But I think hopefully we're getting there.
The Scoop took over this space last fall. Along with their full selection of ice cream treats, they offer a wide range of old-time candy and sodas.
We've got candy from basically every decade, you know, things that I remember from when I was a kid, you know, things that kids now recognize too.
The Square Scoop's case already includes some unique flavors, but you can also take any of their dozens of soda selections and make a float of your own.
Well, we had somebody do cookies and cream and lemonade, which I thought was very odd. They seem to enjoy it, so that's all good. I think one thing that people really appreciate down here is we offer several vegan options. So instead of just being able to get a sorbet or something like that, those that are lactose intolerant or vegan are able to choose from a few different flavors. So that's always been popular.
The updated social distancing rules mean this little shop can only go one at a time. But customers continue to wait their turn, and smiles abound.
I think all in all, people are pretty respectful and they understand that. So it's been good. And, you know, it hasn't really changed our menu that much because most of the items at an ice cream shop are grab and go anyway, really. Early on, there were probably a few weeks where we felt like we were the only place open around. You know, there wasn't much going on. Starting to see a little more activity. Certainly with the cultural trail running right down Virginia Avenue, it really helps with foot traffic on nice days like today.
Square Scoop is offering a take-home float kit. You get a 4-pack of soda and a pint of ice cream, perhaps something like a vanilla cream soda and a pint of coffee toffee. Get creative with your combo. They're located right off the Fountain Square station of the Red Line in case you're riding the bus over. Their hours are Tuesday through Sunday, 2 till 8 p.m., carry out only. And you can visit the Square Scoop website for more information on their menu and their daily flavor options. Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
All right, thank you, Brad. Looks good as always, so thank you for that. And with the heat, you'd have to eat your ice cream pretty quickly the past few days. We're going to start to cool things down a little bit as we progress through our 7-day planning forecast. And the way we'll get there is with showers and storms. And you can see we're dealing with some already here this morning from Anderson to Greenfield. Some isolated downpours now in Johnson County over towards Shelbyville and Rushville as well. More of a steady rainfall down to the south. So scattered showers and storms today, tomorrow, and again on Friday. Friday, but then a beautiful stretch of weather starts Saturday all the way into the middle of next week. The time now is 4:57. This is Good Morning Indiana. Stay with us. We're back in just a couple minutes.